In this video, I'm going to show you how to add integers using a number line. This is the second video. So let's go ahead and get started. Take out your handout, the homework assignment, adding integers using a number line. It looks like what I have up here. We're going to first start with our vocabulary. Then we have some guided practice problems. Those are the problems that you're going to work with me as I work through them in this video. And then underneath it, you have some practice problems. I do have the answers at the end of this video for the practice problems, so you can pause the video here in a little bit, finish those problems and check them, and then there's a question section at the bottom. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our first problem. We're looking at the absolute value to start with. Absolute value is the distance a number is from 0. Okay? For example, distance is always a positive number. If you said how far you lived from school was 5 miles, you wouldn't say negative 5 miles. Distance is never a negative number. So that's what absolute value is. Okay, so go ahead and write that term down there on your handout. You can pause the video. And let's go ahead and do some practice problems. Number 1, we're looking for the absolute value of 7. Those two vertical bars with the 7 in between, those two vertical bars are the symbol that we use for absolute value. So what we're looking at is the distance away from 0. So if I was at 0 here, okay, the point here, and I'm looking for how many units away is 7 from that 0. And if I count my units, I can see that I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units away. So the absolute value of 7 is 7. Okay? And now negative 7. Well, let's look at negative 7 and see some of the similarities with the positive 7 above. We start with 0 again, and we look and see how far away is it from, excuse me, go ahead and fix that. How far away is that from 0? Let's count out how many units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 units away. So the absolute value of negative 7 is also 7. And if we took these two number lines, okay, we can see that they're drew them a little bit differently, but they are about the same. They should be the same length. Okay, so they're the same length, the same distance away. 7 is the same distance away as negative 7 is. Okay, now you're going to say to yourself, well, that's easy. Absolute value is always a positive number. Well, yes, that's true, unless we're taking the opposite of an absolute value. In this problem here, we're figuring out the distance away from 0. So we go ahead and draw our number line. Draw on our number line the distance away from 0. Okay, and we know that that's going to be 5. Okay, so the absolute value of 5, yes, is 5. But that's not what we want. We want the opposite. And that's what this negative sign means. So the opposite of the absolute value of negative 5 is negative 5. Okay? So we solve, like order of operations, we solve inside the absolute value signs, and that gives us 5, and then we want the opposite of it, so that gives us our negative 5. Okay? Let's take another example here, and let's look at number 3. Now we're going to add using a number line. So, to add using a number line, we always start at 0. So we're going to start here, okay? And we're going to figure out how many places we're moving. We're going in the positive direction because we're going to positive numbers, or we're going to the right. So let's count how many units we're going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this represents 8, okay? So I'm going to write that down as part of my equation. So it's going to be 8, since we're doing addition, it's going to be plus. Now, how many units are we going to the left? The left direction, we're moving towards the negative numbers, so going to the left, is adding a negative number. So let's figure out how many negative units we're going. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going negative 12 units to the left. So 8 plus negative 12 equals, and where we end up is our solution. We're at negative 4. And if you look at this, we have more negatives than we do positive. So we should end up on the negative side of the number line. So 8 plus negative 12 is negative 4. Okay? And we talked about in the earlier video that if we use the cumulative property, we can just reverse these add-ins. So negative 12 plus 8 equals negative 4 also. Let's look at problem number 4. Okay, in problem number 4, again, we always start with 0 for our bottom number line, typically. And now we're starting in the left direction. So we're going to start off with a negative number. We've got to figure out what that negative number is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our equation is going to start off with negative 5 plus. And now we're going to go in the positive direction because we're going to go right. So we're going to add a positive number. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers to the right. So negative 5 plus 8 is, and then we look to see where we end up, it's 3. If you look at the problem, negative 5 plus 8, we have more positives than we do negatives, so our answer should come out to a positive number. And if we reverse those add-ins, we could write it as 8 plus, and then we'll put negative 5 in parentheses to group that negative with the 5 equals 3. Okay? Now, you go ahead and you try the 4 practice problems. Go ahead and pause the video and complete the 4 practice problems, and then on the next slide, I will reveal the answers. So I'll give you a second to pause the video here, and then I'm going to reveal the answers. And you can check your work to see how you did with it. Here are the answers to our 4 practice problems that we just completed. So take a minute and check these answers. You can pause the video so that you have some time to review them. Okay? And at the bottom of your sheet, go ahead and record your questions that you have. And I'll get to those first thing in tomorrow's class. Okay? Well, I hope you did well on this, and I'll see you tomorrow in class. Bye.